Alright, Diego, so I'm gonna cover grammar for IELTS. It's a PDF format. And why am I doing that? Because many people assume that they know English grammar. And when they write, they don't respect the upper cases, they don't respect the syntax. It's a mess, they lose a lot of points. So if you want to reach 7.5, you've got to make sure you are in complete control of everything you're writing. Okay? So we have nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, pronouns, interjections. Okay, so why learn parts of speech for IELTS? In order to do well in IELTS, you need to have a good knowledge of English. That's pretty obvious, right? But how can you know the language well unless you know its basic structure? If you want to learn new words, you need to know how to use them. Okay, you should know some really basic things like adjective, add details to nouns, adverbs give more information about verbs, pronouns replace nouns, etc. Okay, so it is tremendously important that you understand these basics, that you can then develop more advanced skills. In English, we have a saying, we need to walk before you can run. You need to walk before you can run. This is true of language too. If you want to speak English as a IELTS 7 level, you have to work your way up from the basics. I often tell my students that they need to master the simple sentence before they can try the complex sentence. Okay, even when you get to the more advanced grammatical structures, you should be thinking in terms of parts of speech. Okay, so I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but I'll give you it gives you an idea. Okay, so they tell you what is an adjective, an adverb, like la 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 la. Okay, so that's not complex. What is a noun? Well, person, a place, an idea, thing. The moon, John, etc. Okay. A pronoun, he can be any kind of pronoun. It can be a demonstrative pronoun. It can be a possessive pronoun. It can be a lot of pronouns. We replace a noun. Okay. So a pronoun replaces a noun. Sometimes this is done to avoid repetition. Okay. They want us to go with them. He asked her to the dance, but she said no. Adjectives. An adjective describes, changes, or gives extra information about the noun. A pronoun. Long, high, red, fast, British, angry. You see, British is an uppercase. The tall man looked at the beautiful woman. The slow car stopped by the big supermarket. So there are different kinds of adjectives: descriptive, difficult, cheap, proper, Japanese, Italian, quantitative, some many, etc. and so on. Adverb. Well, an adverb describes a verb, adjective, or even another adverb. They often end in ly. She quickly ran out to get help. He drove carefully to the village. And a verb is usually an action, but you may also indicate a state of being. Think, run, dance, think, believe. He studies English. It's a simple present. English so he can go to America. They think they can beat their rivals. Okay? Conjunctions joins two words or groups of words and can cause clauses. Okay. And, but, or yet. They want to go skiing, but it's too expensive. She ate ice cream and cake for dessert. Preposition shows a relative between a noun, a pronoun, and another word. On, at, in, from, about. The keys are on the table. So we link two sentences here. We don't care if it's a location or whatever, but here it's important. The location, the place where it is on the table, inside or at, by, near, all this stuff. Okay, she sat near the door. Interjection, the last one, a word or a phrase that expresses emotion. It's not a real word. Okay, wow, ah, watch out, ouch, ouch, wow. Okay. So, well, no need to do this stuff. It's it's to make a sentence. He likes computers. Okay, pronoun, verbs, nouns. So, chapter 2, present tenses. We saw that we have something you do every day. I brush my teeth every day. Something you are doing right now, I'm speaking. Something you did in the past as an unspecified time. I don't know. I lived in Canada. I lived in America. I lived in California. Okay, something you started in the past that you're still doing now. I started teaching in 2003, and I'm still doing it. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I eat breakfast. I eat breakfast every day. I'm looking at the computer screen right now. I have swum with sharks. I have swum, to swim, past participle, and I have been living in Asia for 10 years. So we are using two different past tenses. I'm not going to talk about that right now. What are tenses? Now three, the past, present, and the future. Four aspects: simple, continuous, perfect, or perfect continuous. If you want to do well in IELTS, it's really important to know these tenses. However, if you find some of them very difficult, don't worry. It has been estimated that simple present and past simple make up 80% of the language. In IELTS, you will commonly be asked about your past, your present, and only some basic plans for the future, so you don't need to know all the tenses perfectly. I disagree. If you want to score well, you've got to show that you're comfortable with the simple tenses, okay? But also some past progressive, some like progressive or continuous, it's the same. Perfect, what have you been doing so far? Well, I've been studying English. I've been working and taking English classes once a week. Okay, so simple past: I ate chocolate yesterday. Present: I eat chocolate every day. Future: I will eat chocolate tomorrow. Continuous: I was eating chocolate when I saw her, and I'm eating chocolate right now. I wish. I will be eating chocolate when we meet. Be careful with when. You never ever see will next to it. Never. You're not gonna say when I will meet, when we will meet. No, ever. It's incorrect. It's not possible. Perfect. Past perfect, present perfect, future perfect, if you want. I had eaten the chocolate when you got there. I have eaten all the chocolate, and I will have eaten all the chocolate by the time you see me. Present, the perfect continuous. I had been eating chocolate for 2 hours by then. I have been eating chocolate for 2 hours. I will have been eating chocolate for 2 hours. Okay? So, present simple, not difficult. I talk. I don't talk. Do I talk? You talk. We talk. They talk. He talks. She talks. It talks. You can talk about a bird or whatever. I don't talk. You don't talk, etc. He doesn't, or does not, it doesn't talk, she doesn't talk, it doesn't talk. Do I, do you, do we, do they, do he, does she, does it. Okay, be careful of this. When to use a present simple is a very common tense and has many uses. Here are some of them. Routine, actions. I go to the market every weekend. We ride our bikes to school. Facts and permanent situation: the sky is blue. I'm not going to change that. I mean, you could. Or the sun rises in the east. Directions or instructions: turn right at the corner and walk for 50 meters. Open the box and then remove the plastic. So, routine, facts, permanent situation. The museum opens every day at 8. And directions: turn right, turn left. Instructions. Okay. When using the third person singular, meaning he, she, or it, you must add an s or es, like does. I don't have an example here, but in general we add s. Walks, talks, sits, eats, finds, and also the pronunciation is essential. If the verb ends in a y, like cry, try, fry, hurry, bury, you should remove the y and replace it with an I before adding es. Cry, cries. Try, tries. He or she or it. Fry, fries. Hurry, hurries. Bury, buries. Okay? If the verb ends in one of the following, cake, you should instead add es to the end of oszxchsh. Watch, watches. Fix, fixes. Mix, mixes. Wash, washes. Go, goes. When the third person singular is used with an auxiliary verb to do, for instance, as in the negative or interrogative form, the auxiliary takes the s, and so the main verb does not need it. What does it mean? We have this, we don't need to add an s here. Does he walk? Okay? He doesn't walk. We don't need to add an s here because we have the auxiliary verb taking everything. Okay? And after we have the present continuous, I'm working, I'm singing, I'm playing, whatever, is sometimes called the present progressive. However, as most textbooks refer to it as a continuous, you can say both. They mean the same. There is like an ongoing action, progressive continuous. Okay? So, to be and the verb with ing form. I'm singing, I'm not singing, am I singing? Okay? So, plural and singular. He is, we are, you are. Again, be careful of contractions in writing. We would say are not, but in spoken English, it's more common to use aren't. Okay, so that is true. That I would say it's fine because you're showing that you can contract. You're comfortable with the way you know. Don't exaggerate as well. This is not the main focus. So when to use present continuous, there are many times when we could use a present continuous. Here are some of the common instances for an action that is happening as we speak right now. I'm doing some housework, I'm speaking, I'm watching, I'm looking at my screen. She's talking with that man, for something that is ongoing but not necessarily happening right now. I'm reading a book called On the Road. So I'm not doing it right now, but it's, I've been doing that on a regular basis, so it's a progressive action nonetheless. They are starting to be doctor. It's not a habit, it's continuous, it's been in the past, continuing, and it's gonna continue because being in the medical field requires a lot of studies. To describe a developing situation, it's getting dark outside. The weather is turning cold. Referring to a regular action, he's usually working at this time. We're normally on our way home by now. Okay, I think that's it. So, number 1 and number 2 from the list above. Number 1 and number 2. Okay. Often confuse students. The first one is straightforward. I'm reading a book. Could mean that I'm holding a book and actively reading it at the moment of speaking. However, if I read a book every night before bed, I may also say I'm reading a book. Think of it this way. Imagine you're sitting at dinner with a friend and talking about your life. You haven't seen each other in a while. So you want to catch up with some general information about your lives. You tell her some things about yourself. Well, I'm not studying to be a vet anymore. I've changed my major and now I'm studying to be a dentist. My brother is going to night school to train for a new position at his job. I'm reading a real wonderful self-help book. Okay? All of these are true and all of them use the present continuous. And yet, none of the activities described as are happening right this now. Okay? So we're gonna just stop here. Well, Diego, I'll see you Thursday. This is just to speed up a bit the pace. You study this stuff, make sure you remember what is a present continuous and a present simple. See you on Thursday. Talk to you soon.